just seems to nag me. Coming Tuesday, I feel better. Even my old man looks good. Wednesdays go so slow. Thursdays, I don't know. I got that on my mind. I'm gonna have fun in the city. I'll be with my girl, she's so pretty. She looks fine tonight. She is out of sight to me. Tonight, well, I'll spend my bread. Tonight, yes, I'll lose a head. Tonight, well, I've got to get tonight. Monday, I've got Friday on my mind. Do that 5-day drag once more. I know of nothing more that bores me. More than working for the rich man. Yeah, I'll change that scene one day. Today I might be mad. Tomorrow I'll be glad. I got that on my mind. I'm gonna have fun in the city. I'll be with my girl, she's so pretty. She looks fine tonight. She is out of sight to me. Tonight, well, I'll spend my bread. Tonight, yeah, I'll lose my head. Tonight, well, I've got to get tonight. Monday, I've got Friday on my mind. I'm gonna have fun in the city. I'll be with my girl, she's so pretty. I'm gonna have fun in the city. I'll be with my girl, she's so pretty. She looks fine tonight. She is out of sight to me. Tonight, will I spend my bread? Tonight, will I lose the head? Tonight, well, I've got to get tonight.
All right, there we go. That was smooth, wasn't it? Not really. How's everybody doing this afternoon? Got a few people hanging around. Let's see, we had, I think, the first one in, my buddy Todd Flowers. How you doing? I saw you were vintage. Yeah, I'm kind of right there with you. Guitar Hack, Will Varela, good to see you guys. Oregon Steve hanging out for a minute and then gone. Yeah, that's the way my buddy is. I know how he is. Six String Brian, good to see you. Mickey Settlemeyer, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, it's that Brad Who guy. Exactly. So how you guys doing tonight? This afternoon? Hopefully trying a new mic. Let me know if everything's okay as far as the sound goes. I'm going to also try a little trickery here and do a little upgrade. So I don't see my buddy Phil Mosley. He's probably busy, but he suggested this. So if this doesn't work out, this is all his fault. So I got in the mail that I had put on order. Hold on a second. I got a bunch of stuff everywhere. My FU Tone new brass block that we're going to swap out. We'll try and do a quick little, quick, yeah, right. Try and do a little swap out here. Let's see how that works out. I'm not sure what the weight of the old one is. This one was 10.7 ounces. Heavy, heavy piece of very nicely machined brass. So we'll find out once we get the other one out, see what we're looking at. I'm putting that in my Lonestar Strat. I'm going to do a little swap out and see if we can change the tone a little bit. There's my buddy Phil Mosley. So, all right, Phil, I'm blaming this on you if this does not work out. We're going to try and do live swap of the brass block. And see what happens here. So, how's everybody doing today? I saw Guitar Hack was watching the Eagles. I've got the Bucks on back there, but they're whatever. They are whatever. That's the best way to describe it. So, I saw Will. You had said you got to hang out with Billy Joel. That's pretty cool, my friend. Nothing wrong with that. Sounds like a pretty fun way to spend the evening. All right, so we'll see how this goes. I had kind of traded conversations with Phil about doing this live, and he was like, don't worry about it, you'll be fine. So, hey, we'll see what happens. We're going to try and get fancy. And, oops, hold on. I got to fix something else up there. See how that works. Is your Strat light? So it didn't care for the added weight. It's not too bad, Todd. It's in about the around 7 pound range. We'll see. And, the nice thing is it's not permanent, so can always take it out, that's for sure. Oh, Mickey, your power's out. So, hopefully we're not going to run your battery down too much. And hopefully the fires aren't affecting you out there where you're at. So we are going to try something here. We'll see how this works. Oops, sorry. Wrong button. All right. All right, there we go. Look at that, 2 cameras. This one. That's going to seem really weird, but we'll give it a shot. So. Come on. Picture in picture, yeah. So I solved the problem that you had, Phil, by having a older webcam that thrown up on here, which it's not too bad. Seems to look pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and pull the strings. Now I am going to try and save the strings off of here because they're not that old. So yeah, I can see how that's going to work, getting a lot of pictures of my hand. So one of the other things that I did before we got going was I took the readings with my handy caliper of where all my saddles are set at, so we can get those back in the same spot. And see how this works here. So what else is going on? This is a, oops, I guess I gotta loosen that. A 2005 Lonestar Strat. So it's got the pearly gates humbucker on it and the Texas Specials. Got all those loose. Flip this puppy over. I should have did a little bit more prep. We can pull some of this off here real quick. Pardon all the noises, so hopefully this isn't making everybody deaf. Just notice I got a couple other dings on the back here. No problem, Phil. I'm glad you enjoyed that. Just in case anybody doesn't know, my previous live stream, I had posted the opening track from the band called Circus. I dropped that into a Dropbox link, so if you get a chance, go ahead and check that out. It was pretty easy to get this all apart. And like I said, boom, it dropped right out of there. So the trick with this, let's see if I can get this here. Before we do this, there we go. So the trick with that is getting all the saddles back in the same spot. And like I said, I took measurements ahead of time. So anyway, that was, it's in my, my previous live stream. Dropped a link in there to the Dropbox. Guys need to check it out. I believe you can download it. I think it should be able to get out, do a download. Is that right, Phil? Were you able to download it, or can you just listen to it? I don't know if my chat froze here. Let's see. And we will see if we can reuse these or not. Okay, cool. Just wanted to make sure you could download it, so that's cool. Anybody have any clues on what the intro song was today? I know everybody probably knows the song, but possibly not the band that did that version of it. Anybody have any ideas on that? Let's see here. So we've got that. Let's move this out of the way here now. There we go. Kind of tricky to keep everything in frame here. So, no, Brian, it was not Kiss. Everything is not Kiss. This is This isn't Hack's channel. Come on, man. Now Hack's going to be mad at me. Anybody got any ideas? So that was a band called Earthquake. It kind of goes back to my last live stream theme of reminiscing. So every Friday, 6 o'clock, there was on the radio station WMMS. Trying to keep this in frame here while I do this. There was a... Oh, sorry. So, Todd, the question was the band. Oh, Mickey didn't hear it. I will... You know what? I think I can run that again. Hold on a second here. Let me have a few more people listening. Let's see. Yes. Pardon the side of my head here. I think we can make this work. Replay. There we go. So a little bit of background music.
Feels so bad. Everybody seems to nag me. Coming Tuesday, I feel better.
So the version of this song that everybody pretty much knows, or that was made famous anyway, was by... Alright, you guys. Was the Easy Beats. And they were an Australian band. Alright, so we're down to just the old block. Kind of see a little comparison here.
Yes, I lose a head. Well, I've got to get tonight.
Not too bad.
Monday, I've got Friday on my mind.
Alright, so
Do that 5-day drag once more.
back this down just a little bit.
I know of nothing more that bores me.
So now I'll get 2 copyright claims. Alright, so that band, that was Elvis Costello. You know what? That's probably not a bad guess, Mickey. No, that one's not going to work for that. So that band was Earthquake. And it was a little bit obscure, to say the least. On Fridays, 6 o'clock, WMMS, growing up in Cleveland. There was a guy, his name was Murray Saul, and he used to do a kind of weekend kickoff kind of thing. And that was one of the songs he played, along with Bruce Springsteen, Born to Run. So that was kind of along my reminiscing lines theme. So I had found that version. There's also they also have a live version as well. And so the one thing about this brass block that they don't tell you is I don't like that, is that the screws, and let's see if we can reuse these maybe. And the answer is no. So the screws are metric. I'm pretty sure they're metric, but they use a 2.5 millimeter. Hey EJ, how's it going, buddy? How are you doing? I appreciate you stopping in. Flows made a world of difference. Well, cool. That's cool. David Bowie. Yes, David Bowie covered it. There was somebody else who covered it. Anybody know who else covered that song? Hey Bam, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you in here. So the other person that covered that song was Gary Moore. He's got a pretty cool version of that as well. It's kind of interesting. My last video link that I put for, I believe his name is Magic Mike, who does all the Magic Mike flashbacks. But he had put a little very interesting intro piece about that song. Held for review. Okay, I don't know what that was. So, Robert, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Oh, anyway, the one thing they don't tell you about this is these are 2.5 millimeter. Let's see. Whew. So the old block, hold on, I did bring my scale here just to see. Excuse my reach here. So there's the old one. Let's see here. I don't know. I think you did pretty good. So the old one, this thing's about 7.4 ounces. So about 3 ounces difference in the weight between the old block and the new one. I don't know, because the not so easy part is coming up here. So I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but let's see. I'll have to clean that a little bit. There we go. This is a little tricky. Essentially just bolts right in place. One of my other screws I noticed when I took this apart was loose. I'll put the screws back here so we don't lose them. I had a little bit of a rattle. I thought it was a spring, which I still think it could be. Might have to put some foam in there. Why are these? I don't know. Oh, shoot. I am so sorry. I didn't mean to do that, hack. Sorry. I don't know why it's... I don't know why it's doing that. Here, you know what? Who was it? That was Guitar Hack. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. It's every time you guys say hi to somebody, I'm not sure why it's not showing the messages. Let me do something here. Here, boom. There you go. That way, Hack, you can take care of those when those pop up. So now you got to pay attention. No. Next time you... Really? I don't know, man. I don't like it when things rattle around. Cleaning here. So, what were we talking about? Oh, the that song. So, the Easy Beats, who were the original writers, performers of that song, were from Australia. And I don't know if anybody knows, but one of the members of that went on to be a producer for a little band because his brothers were in that. Any idea who I'm rambling on about? Anybody? Let's see here. I'm trying to keep this. This is not easy trying to keep this all here. Do all this at the same time. Get these started back up again. So we were talking about the Easy Beats there, in case anybody was paying attention to my ramblings. Exactly. Very good, Guitar Hack. That's awesome, man. I had no idea till I heard that little blurb. Yep, you got it, Will. EJ, I have done exactly the same thing. Ben made me a moderator the one time I sat in with him, and yeah, that was my first unofficial action, was putting somebody in timeout. Todd, that's no problem, buddy. You get distracted as much as you want, man. Get these kind of going here. These started by hand first. But the Gary Moore version of that song is really good if you haven't heard that. So 10 people watching me just ramble on and throw some guitar parts back together here. If I don't get these mixed up, I think I was careful enough on that. So now I wanted to do that to Soda, just because it seems like he is always the brunt of that from certain people. Yeah, how about that, Guitar Hack? Well, so the reason I did that was you had said hi to somebody and it asked to show and hide, and I had no idea why. So I'm going to let you take care of those when those things pop up. So yes, you are officially a mod. Ooh, Steinberger. I don't know if well, I mean, could it be any worse than a Floyd, than a floating Floyd? Really? I mean, I don't think so, EJ, but doesn't like some names, huh? Let's see if we can get these set back up here. Swap this back out. All right. So if you don't have caliper, highly recommend for doing this kind of stuff. So my first one for the 6-string 1.029. We go ahead and set that there. Lock it down. So I'm not watching the chat here. All the bridge saddles are free floating. Interesting. Yeah, EJ, you should do it live. Follow Phil's advice. This is so entertaining. Watching somebody else struggle with something. Like I said, if this doesn't work out, I'm blaming it all on Phil. So I got a scapegoat here. I almost need to put new springs on these. Almost there. Okay. All right. Well, that was almost that was almost too much information, I think. All right. And the next one, 1.117. And we're going to end up having to go through, I'm sure, and do a fine tune on here when this is all said and done. But at least we want to get them close to start with. Well, I'm certainly not patient, but I don't know. This kind of stuff to me seems pretty easy. Now, doing it live, though, I don't know how this is going to work out. But at least you can kind of see the whole process. All right, let's see here. All right, 1.1. I won't say I knew that. I knew they were from California. I knew they had broke up. They were just kind of one of those obscure bands that was on my radar, mostly from one song. That was their only really decent song, and it was a cover. So. It was the summer of '69. That'd be a good song, huh? What do you think, guys? I know. So, Todd, what we were originally talking about there on that was that the Easy Beats were the original version that wrote the original version and of that song. And one of the members had two other brothers that went on to form a little Australian band that a lot of people heard about. 2, 4. Oh, got that one pretty close. I think that's a requirement, isn't it, Hack? I mean, I think you almost have to do that. There we go. All right. So we got everything pretty close to back to where it started. Like I said, we'll probably have to do some fine tuning there once we get that squared away. All right. Do some cleanup here real quick. Get some this other stuff out of the way. All right. Let's see here. So Hack, wasn't sure if you were gonna do a after gig. I think you had a Friday night gig. How did that go? Are we gonna save that for? By the way, sorry, got a string stuck under my. Congratulations on 1,000. That was a pretty awesome show. Had some good guests on there. Put some of this stuff away. See how this works out. Because I don't know how deep the old block is, or the new block is cut. So we'll find out here in a minute. And might not be able to get them back through here with the hooks. So I should probably not be cheap, other than the fact that these strings are not. Gig was good. Well, cool. I definitely want to hear about it for sure. You know, interrupting your guys' football game. So let's see if I'm going to be able to push these through or not. Probably not. I'm probably going to break the ends off of these. I was hoping, I guess we'll hear about that a little bit later too. I was hoping Ben was going to pop in at least so we could see how his bass gig went. I should try and see if one of these is even going to line up right or not before we get, 'cause I don't know how deep. You know what? We're going to do a quick little test here before we drop all the strings back in there. Well, this thing is light without the without the bridge in it. All right, and we're changing the strings anyway. So there we go. That answered that question. So I'm tempted then. I'll be all right. I was thinking maybe I won't put my good set of strings back on there, but I think it'll be fine. Probably should have waited till these were shot, huh? Exactly. Will, yes, Ben had a bass gig. So he had on his channel, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks ago, a Ibanez bass that he was thinking he was going to buy so he could lay down some bass tracks. And he ended up getting quite a few super chats and some other things, and was moving and did some trading and shaking, and ended up with an Ibanez bass. And he had texted me on, or I don't know, messaged me, whatever the media was, I'm not sure, on Friday saying he had a gig. So to fill in. Couldn't have been related, could it? Someone else who's in the chat? Maybe. Excuse me here while I get my other strings. We'll go with all right. So sorry about that, everybody. Probably blowing you all away. So here is. Let's see what we got. These are the strings that I use, at least on this guitar. Oop, there we go. These are Optima. They're gold plated, but they last forever. So because they're in the $20-ish a pack range, but they sound good a long time. So go ahead and get these strung in there. Yeah, Todd, you've definitely got a very nice bike there. Oh, it looks like Pete Thorne is going live here, so we'll see how this goes here. I won't say I'm almost done, but we're getting there. A lot closer than I thought it was going to be anyway. 40 minutes. So Todd, do you get to ride a lot? Because I'm not sure how everything goes with everything with you. So how Pete who? Exactly, Pete who? Never heard of that guy. Really, these are so the these are made in Germany, Phil. They're the Brian May guitar strings. So if you've ever seen his any of his stuff, those are the strings that he uses. Let me grab a little piece of tape here just to keep this from getting cooked here. Yeah, that Billy Joel, man, he's definitely got a nice collection, that's for sure. Sorry about that. Cool. Here you go, Phil. Yep, Brian May. You know that guy, I forget, he was in some band. I don't know if he was famous or not, but I think I've heard a couple of his songs. Maybe. Not 100% sure. these. Flip back over here. Oh, sorry, without killing the camera. There we go. And we even bought, as I knock everything around, all right, sorry about that, guys. Let's see how we're doing here. Yeah, some homemade piece of junk. You know how those guitar makers are. They'll slab of wood and throw some strings on it. How hard could it be, right? Let's see how this works out here. Oops. Whoa, 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 whoa. Easy, buddy, easy. So, yeah. Trying to do all this on camera is not easy. Oh, I don't know if you guys can see this or not. This is from If You Tone. Hold on, now that I got those couple started there. That one in there. Should have put the middle one on first. All right, here we go. Watch this. Let's slide this down this way a little bit. A little more. There we go. Like I said, I should have put the middle one on first. Look at that. Look how easy that was. All right, let's see. All right. Well, it's in. And we just got to get her tuned back up again. So, yeah, that's a handy little tool. See if we can get it under the camera again there. It's got a finger hook on one end, little hook to grab the spring on the other. Come on, focus. Here, let's try it on this one. There we go. So, pretty cool. All right. Let's see, what have we been? We're going on about 40 minutes here. Yeah. Very cool fill. Yep. Definitely worth the, I want to say it was $9, I think. You don't use it a lot, but certainly handy. All right, get this back in. It says locking tuners on it. I do like to flip them around once before I lock them down. Get a little extra on there. I'll show you that in a minute too. Exactly. There we go. That's a good question. Well, I haven't seen anything either. How are those bills going there, Todd? How you doing on those things? Inquiring minds want to know. Just did that backwards. I know this part is not as exciting. Can't really get this in the camera either, in the camera shot. Alright, so we may... Alright, I doubt anybody's going to have any objections here, but I think I might cut this off only because it's going to take a little bit to get this set up. Maybe not. Alright, hold on. Supposed to make it easy to do quick string changes, right? All right. Man, we're getting there. All right. Oh, wow. Sorry about that, Todd. I didn't realize. That is, back pain is no fun. Definitely. So I've got locking tuners on here, but I'm trying to get a one wrap around there. Only for aesthetics more than anything. Oh. Oh, geez. So will, let's see, be posting sends. Well, that's cool. That's very cool. Definitely look forward to hearing that. Like to see how that all comes out. Let's see here. I wonder if I'll be able to go back through and edit this down a little bit. It's not like the 2-minute video Adam did when he was changing his out. Almost there, guys. Oh, sounds like it's in tune. Not. see here. Alright, sorry guys, this is the boring part. Alright, one more. And let's see how this goes here too. Oh, interesting. So I had to move everything around just to get this over by the workbench. So running the computer unplugged. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. Since what, we got a couple minutes. Let's see what this says here. It dropped down to 10 minutes left. So probably using a bunch of processor power. All right, everybody. So I was hoping we were going to get this done here. We got one more string. Get this on here and wrap this up. Got them at 6 on the side is much easier to get the strings changed out. All right. All right, strings are back on. We're not anywhere near close to in tune. Let's see if we can just get this to power up here real quick. And oh, Paul Lou's here, huh? Yes, I will. And if I don't, I may end up having to do a second video of what this ends up sounding like. Let's see here if we can get this tuned up. And got another issue because my laptop is running out of battery. Let's see here if we can get this